All right, guys, so let's look at scaffolding from a humanities perspective. So, and I'm really more so going to use an English example. And as English teachers, we understand that like a lot of our TEKS do not change. They don't vary from grade level to grade level. What does, however, change is the complexity of how deeply a kid is analyzing text, still circulating around those same standards. So when we're thinking about scaffolding, I want to look at it in a sense that it's not the question that we are changing because we want to continue with the same rigor level that kids should be working through. This is the same level that they're going to be responsible for when any state test rolls around. However, if you want to truly meet a kid where they are, we know that's going to lie in the level of text that they're reading. So if I am a student and I typically struggle, I am not going to change the question to make it easier. What I will do, however, is change the text that I'm putting in front of kids. So these are just a couple of examples that I've used in the past, resources that you can still use today that do a really good job of leveling passages out for kids without changing the rigor level of the question set. So my first example, if I go into ReadWorks, and I like ReadWorks because it gives you an opportunity to kind of select which passages you want to use based on the skill that you're learning or the ability to like differentiate the different text. So my first example, I've pulled about Native American conflicts. So this is my passage. So as you can tell here, and I'm actually going to go back, this is my original passage. So you can definitely tell by looking at the first paragraph. So prior to European settlement in North America, Native American tribes populate specific areas of the continent. So this is the original passage that I would give to my general ed students who don't need that additional scaffolded material in order to address the skill for the day. However, for my students that do require that, I can simply go to this option here called Step Reads. At the top, depending on the passage that you're using, it's either going to have one variance of this article or passage, or it will have two. So for this particular passage, it only has the one step read. If it has two, in this next box here is where you would find that. And now as you can look at the first paragraph, it looks completely different than it did from the original. The same meat of the paragraph is there, but it's at a kid's level without changing the rigor level of the question. I would still present my students with these same questions to work from and offer feedback as I'm circulating around. So if you don't like to use ReadWorks, or if you have a passage that is not found through here or anything else, one other option that you can use to level a text, and actually the district uses this as well when they level passages for unit assessments and common assessments, is something called Rewordify. So Rewordify will actually let you take text. It could be a passage or a paragraph or something that you are putting in front of kids. It can be a resource if this is a social studies course, but I can simply just copy this text here. I can drop it into this box. Once I click the box Rewordify text, what you will then see above it is a more simplified version of the original text. And this is what I would put in front of students who need that additional scaffold. And of course, again, this is not changing the level of the question, just simply changing delivery method.